Welcome to Naturally Creative, where I make nature-themed DIYs. Today we're going to be making a fake forsythia. Here are the supplies you'll need. Any yellow marker at all, doesn't matter the brand. Coffee filters from the dollar store. I get mine at the Dollar Tree, where locally it's $1.25. You're going to need some form of stick. This came from the backyard from trimming a bush. You will need a pop bottle top to trace around. You're going to need a pair of scissors. I'm using small ones, and you're going to need something to do the tracing. You will also need a hot glue gun and hot glue sticks, or school glue is an option if that's what you prefer. You could possibly get away with a school glue stick. I've not tried that. I've not tried school glue either. Hello, welcome to Naturally Creative. I'd like to show you today how to make fake forsythia vine. You can do it in a vine form, you could do it in a stick form. If you don't have sticks, which this came from my backyard, you could use floral wire or maybe an old coat hanger. There's lots of different ways to do it. So what you're going to start off with from the dollar store, I just go ahead and get coffee filters. Doesn't matter the size or the shape. If you can flatten them out, that's often better. Then what you want to do is take a typical soda cap. It doesn't really have to be any specific size or brand. Just any soda cap will do. And you want to trace around it. I find that one circle per petal or flower works. And so you trace around them like that. I'm not going to bore you with that process. I'm going to cut it short. I've got a couple already done up. So you trace your circle, you cut it out. And you might not need to use a whole coffee filter, which is great because you get a large pack for $1. Or I think it's $1.25 now. So what you want to do is with your circles, first fold them in half, and you want to make sure to crease it. If you know anything about origami, you'll already be familiar with this. Next, what you want to do is fold it in half again, lining up this crease like this. Next thing you can do is fold this again to where this little 90-degree is now folded, making the two flat sides meet to where it looks like this. Oops. There we go. Now I'm going to show you that again, but slower. So, you're going to take your circle, you're going to fold it in half. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to be super careful with cutting it out. So now you have a half circle. Now you want to fold along the flat line. Whoops-a-daisy. And make sure that the flat line lines up. That's really the only part you got to be super precise about, honestly. I mean, you don't got to be super precise. So now you have your little 90-degree point. Then you want to fold it in half again, matching up the flat sides. I'm going to do it like this. And this is what you should have left. This is technically 1/8 of the full circle. And it's going to look like a pizza pie slice or apple pie slice, whichever you prefer. So, I recommend if you're going to do more than one, go ahead and fold more than one, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Next, what you want to do is pick one of these up, and one side opens, the other side does not. Hold on to the side that does not open. This will be important for this step. This is really one of the more important steps. And if you get this wrong on a few, it's not that big of a deal. You're going to get like probably no less than 10 out of a single coffee filter. So it's okay for a learning curve. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut an oval shape. Oops, if I can get my fingers to work. Now I kind of cut a shallow oval because I think that looks better. And so it looks like this. Now, this is where it gets difficult, so people who have problem with their fingers may need to ask for someone else's help. Now what you do is you open it up. And then you open it up again. Oops, did I open that up right? No, I did not. There. And then you open it up again. And now you have a little itty bitty flower. Then what you can do is taking a scrap piece of paper and any yellow marker. It doesn't have to be any specific shade or brand. Just generic yellow works just fine. Color in your petals so it looks like forsythia. Now, feel free to Google images of the plant. It is spelled Forcinthia. So there. Now we have our yellow forsythia flower. The next step is to cut you a segment of stick. Now I'm doing a short segment of stick because I am making one of these cloches from the dollar store. I'm going to go ahead and pop this open, take off the label. I'm not going to bore you with those details on camera because I know that can be rather bothersome. Ooh. Squish, what are you doing? What are you doing, silly girl? You're being silly. Ooh, yeah. So, and again, I'm not going to continue to bore you with that. I will do the decorating video for that later. So, meow. And I apologize in advance, my nails are beat. I've been out in the garden since doing my nails. I've had them in and out of gloves, in and out of dirt. So they're not going to be pretty. So what you're going to want to do is, you could do it where the nodes already exist. You don't have to. This right here, this little side shoot is called a growth node. I cut them because this was off of a Rose of Sharon I trimmed. So what you're going to want to do is where you're going to put the forsythia flower. Put a dot of glue. It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be super tiny, just a dot of glue. Whatever size feels comfortable to you. Center the flower on the dot of glue. And then let it dry a bit. Once it's dry, you just simply gently lift the petals. Now, if you're like me and you like things to kind of stay where you put them, you've got two options here. Well, really three. You could use dollar store brand hairspray and spray it with that. If you have a larger budget, you could use a type of acrylic sealer. If you're more meticulous and you'd like it to be a bit stiffer, you could use Mod Podge and just paint it on. That's an option. I can't always handle the smell of the acrylic sealer, and I don't have any Mod Podge right now to paint on it. I'm actually out, sadly. So I'm going to spray it down with this hairspray, just briefly. And then you want to, of course, push them back down, and sometimes they'll droop from the hairspray. If you use gravity to your advantage, that works better. And then there you go. Now you have this little flower. You can take some white thread, some sewing thread, and of course you're going to use the hairspray to stiffen it, and then you could dot it in some hot glue, which my glue gun drips, and then just stick them in there to have the little stem thingies in the middle. What are those called? Stamen, I think. I think that's the correct anatomical term. I apologize. My tongue does not work today. And so you can add more or less. And yeah, it doesn't look exactly realistic, but it's better than just the plastic flowers they have, because those don't look very nice to me. And then of course you just play with it until you get this cute little flower. You can play with it while it's still hot, but I recommend covering your fingers with something so they don't hurt. And then I'm going to show you that process one more time. I apologize if this is a bit long-winded. It can be. So we're going to cut this one a bit wider because it's going to be further down the branch. And as you can see, I just cut it into like a long oval. And so now I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Sorry, I cough a lot during the spring due to my asthma and allergies. And so now we have that. That's the shape of each petal. Then you open it up again, which again, this you might need somebody else's help if you have hand issues like I do. Sometimes I need to actually call my mom down here to help me. And then you open it up like this. Now, in order to keep them connected, you don't want to cut right up to the edge. And I'll show you with a bigger piece. This is for a different project, which I'll be posting here in the near future, possibly even tonight. So you don't want to cut all the way through that point, because that's the center of what used to be your circle. And if you cut all the way through the center, the petals won't stay connected. So that's something I did want to mention. If you mess it up once or twice, that's okay. It doesn't matter. You're going to be making a lot of these with one single coffee filter, so you'll have room for error. And again, you don't need anything special or specific. I'm using mostly dollar store stuff, or stuff that I've already had laying around. If you have kids, you're going to probably have some yellow markers, or even crayons, colored pencils. It doesn't matter. Although I'd imagine crayons and colored pencils would probably rip this. And then again, I'm just going to, on this little growth node, dot some glue. Take my flower, in the middle of the flower, get squooshed into the glue. There. And then I'm going to do one kind of halfway between on the other side, I think. And then you just do this. Now, you can wait until the end if you prefer to glue or spray or whatever. You can do it all at once. I'm one of those people, I like to do make a flower, glue a flower, make a flower, glue a flower. That's my preference. To each their own. There's no right or wrong way when it comes to that. It's the end result that you're looking for. And so I'm gonna give it a quick squirt. Squirt that one again. Oops, you can't see that. Sorry. And again, I'm just using dollar store hairspray. Any brand of hairspray will work. Acrylic sealer will work better. And of course, painting on Mod Podge would be the stiffest and the best and probably the longest lasting. So if you want to be able to put these away and get them back out, I would recommend the Mod Podge option. So later on tonight, I will be posting a video about decorating my little cloche, because I've got to work on cleaning that up before I continue. So that video will get posted today, and I'm not sure if I'm doing the wisteria today or tomorrow. We will see. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a really good day.